Hey folks, Dave back here, streaming live once again as things are getting a little bit better around here, a little bit less crazy, I should say. So I want to play a little shootout hockey tonight. I've been in a basketball and a hockey mood lately, as you can tell. I just set up my regular season basketball Celtics replay, so I'm gonna just do the basic version of regular season basketball, and I want to play the Celtics. What season's that? 85, 86, or 84, 85, one of those two. I think it was 85, 86. And I'm just going to roll dice and get final scores and see what results I'll get with that Celtics season. I know, another project, I know. But I'm having some fun. I didn't play for a while when we were going through all this craziness here. So it's good to be back playing. So, yeah, so now I got a whole bunch of projects. Tonight is not a project so much as it is. It's just a one-off tonight. Just showing off the helper and the whole bit. I just want to make sure that we're on. It looks like we are, and things are streaming. So let's get right to it, shall we? So here we are here. Now here's the setup. Now you might notice the cards are a little clearer. I've been going into Photoshop and scanning the cards in Photoshop, and it's been giving me a little bit clearer team card images, okay? Now as far as the fast action cards, they're still a little fuzzy, but I have some people that are better at Photoshop than me that are going to try to send me all 100 fast action card images in a higher resolution. I tried it and it did come out. It came out good, but I just couldn't get it all lined up perfectly, but the quality was better. So I'm hoping later on this weekend they'll zip me off those files, and I'll drop them into the game, and they'll look really nice. And if anybody uses this here, by the way, if anybody uses the Shootout Helper, you still need the game to play it, okay? Because that's how you get all your scoring chances and the whole bit and the rules and whatever. But the helper is free, and once they get the new fast action cards, I could probably zip them off to somebody because they're included in the helper, okay? So I wouldn't be giving anything away as far as the game goes. Because it's all electronic. You still need the team cards, and you still need the instructions and all that to play. So anyway, so what I did tonight is I set it up to go Montreal at New York, and I just put in all the 1970-71 teams into the helper. So I'm kind of excited to play some of those here. This is just a one-off. This is not any kind of big product. We're just kind of playing a game tonight. A Steeler fan jumps in. Hello, buddy. Good to see you on a Saturday night. Hope things are going well for you. And I got my Red Wing shirt on, but I'm not playing Detroit tonight. I played Detroit the other night. That was fine. But I don't have a Montreal shirt. Of course I don't have a Montreal shirt. And I want to get a Rangers shirt. I do. I like the Rangers jerseys. I always liked the Rangers colors. I did. They're kind of obviously they're a New York team. I'm not supposed to like them, but I do. They're original six. I do like the Rangers. So they're playing at the Rangers tonight. Now, I did all the pre-rolling of the dice and determined my scoring chances. So as you can see, Montreal only scores on a 1-6. They weren't a good team. This was not done on purpose either. This was not done on purpose. I didn't do this to humiliate Montreal or my buddy in Vermont. This is just, I thought it'd be a good game, original six matchup, but Montreal, I rolled for their offense, and I got a 6. So as you can see, they're rolling off a G. A 1-5 would have been F. I would have gave them a fighting chance, but I did roll a 6. And Phil Muir is actually in the net for Montreal. When I rolled for New York, of course, they rolled let's see, they got a C, I believe it was. And then in net was Jockerman with a B. So that's who we got, Muir versus Jockerman. And we're going to play a little bit of shootout hockey using the Shootout Hockey Helper. A disclaimer here, I may make mistakes while playing this game. I may play things a little differently than how the game plays. I've added a couple of house rules in here that really makes the game fun for me, especially at the end of the period. So, and I usually skip over the fights. I really don't get into all that. I might tonight. I might log in some of the penalties just to kind of show you how it's done or whatever. But I play this my own way, and I have a lot of fun with it. So if I'm not playing exactly as the instructions say, there's my disclaimer. So that all being said, you should get an idea on how shootout hockey plays, how the helper works, and the whole bit. All right, so let's get right to it, shall we? First period, nothing. And it's going to be fast action card flip number 1. So we're going to flip the card here. And you can see how these are a little fuzzy. They're not terrible, but they're a little fuzzy. And I'm hoping to get those cleaned up with the new ones here. Alrighty, so first things first is 3 minutes off the clock. So 1, 2, 3. So now let's roll to see any scoring chances. 14 is not a scoring chance for either team, so nothing happens right there. So let's roll here. So we got 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. And let's see what goes on this one here. A 60. And that is nothing for anybody because we need to get a 76 or better for New York. All right. Let's roll. Let's flip the next card here. And that's 2 minutes off the clock. 1, 2. So we're down to 12 minutes here. And we got an 80. So we got a scoring chance, okay, for New York. So it's a scoring chance for New York. Now let's see who's going to get that chance. F. Nevin. I think that's Bob Nevin. So Nevin, line 4 right winger, is going to get the chance here. First chance of the game. All right, Nevin. Where is he? He's on the face-off circle. Nevin scores. So Nevin, that's a New York Ranger goal. And let's see who got the assist, shall we? So Nevin with defensive line 2. Nevin's the right wing, so no assist there. And the whole line. So Nevin, Apps, and Eggers will get the assist. Nevin, Apps, and Eggers. So New York goal. Goal scored by Nevin. Where is he? Nevin with a goal. Apps and Eggers with the assists. And that was at 7 minutes, and we'll just make up the seconds, 55 seconds. And that was even strength goal. And continue. And send to the box score. All right, so 1-0 for the Rangers. Hey, Al Red Sox fan is in the house here. And I'm playing a little bit of shootout hockey tonight. And I got to change the score over here, so this will be 1-0 for New York. Okay. So 1-0 Rangers here as they get a goal from the fourth liner, Nevin. And let's continue on here. So we're going to roll for time. And that's 2 minutes off the clock. So we're halfway through the first period here at Madison Square Garden, somewhere in the 70-71 season. And we got a penalty A versus the home team. So the Rangers, possible penalty here. So let's flip the next card. And we got X and Y2. So, yeah, we have Irvine is going to get a penalty. And Park. Okay, so what we do here is we go to New York penalty. And we'll generate the time here, so 4 seconds. All right, so Irvin and Park. So we're going to come over here, and it's going to be penalty to Irvin. And he's going to get a high stick. All righty. And it's going to be 2 minutes. And what do we say? 04. All right. And continue. Send the boxer. Actually, Park is supposed to get a penalty too. So if you really wanted to be a stickler about it, you could go to New York penalty. And Brad Park would also get a penalty at some point during that period. And we'll give him an interference call. And the time really doesn't matter here. We'll give it the same time so I know that they were just 2 at a time. So you only do the 1 penalty though, okay? But just for stat purposes, Park was going to get a penalty. All right, so Al's question here is, how are 2 assists awarded in hockey? Are the 2 players who touch the puck before the goal? Yeah, typically how hockey assists work, Al, is it's the last 2 players that either touch the puck or are involved in a play. Theoretically, you don't need to touch the puck to get an assist. I remember a game Derek Sanderson was playing for the Bruins, and he did something. I don't know if he lifted a stick or he did something on the play, and he never touched the puck, and they gave him an assist because he contributed on the play. 99% of the time, it's the last 2 guys that pass it. So if it's Steeler fan, passing it to Al Red Sox fan, passing it to Dave, and Dave scores. The goal is Dave from Al Red Sox fan and Steeler fan. That's kind of how the assists go. What kind of stinks is that if I pass it up to if I would have passed it up to you guys and you passed back and forth several times and scores, I may or may not get the assist because you guys had passed it back and forth a few times. That's still a little fuzzy. I tend to give those assists out because I'm very lenient on assists, but how the NHL does it, I don't know. But that's what it is. All right, so Montreal's on the power play. So they now increase from 1 to 6 to 1 to 16, I believe it is. You add 10. I believe you add 10. I could be wrong, but I believe you add 10. I usually play dice, but tonight I'm playing fast action cards, so I'm a little out of my element. So Montreal is 1 to 10 on the power play chance. So we're just going to take 1 minute off the clock, and then we're going to flip a card. And it's a 33. So a 33 is nothing. So we're going to take the second minute off the clock. And a 60, and that is nothing as well. So the penalty is killed. New York's killed off the penalty. Montreal does not score. And so now we flip to see how many minutes come off the clock. 2 minutes. So 1, 2. All right, so we got 6 minutes to play in the period here. Let's see if there's any scoring chances. 8. Oh, Montreal just missed it. They're a 1 to 6. If they were on the power play, they would have had the chance. So 8 is nothing, unfortunately, for the Canadians. And again, the scoring chances are not good. 2 minutes off the clock, so we're down to 4 minutes to go here in the period. Let's see here. 71. Nope, no scoring chance for anybody. So we got a low-scoring game right now. No time comes off the clock, so we're still 4 minutes to play. And 11, nope, that is nobody. 1 minute comes off the clock, down to 3 minutes to go in the first period. 25, that is nobody either. Not a very exciting game. 2 minutes come off the clock, so we're down on the final minute of the period. A 15 is nobody. And I usually give one last roll at the end of a period anyway. And 56, that's a penalty on the home team. Let's see who it's on. Y and Z. Ooh, hang on a sec. I don't see a Y or a Z on the Rangers. Nope, I don't see a Y or a Z on the Rangers, so there would be no penalty on the play. The referee did not make the call. Montreal's not happy, and that will end the first period. So what I need to do, though, is tack on some shots here. Okay, so I need to roll the dice, and I got my little handy-dandy shots thing here that just kind of artificially, gives you shots on goal. All right, so Montreal did not get any chances on net, so if we roll the dice here, they will have 3 shots on net. So Montreal shot 1, 2, 3. And now the Rangers, right now they had the 1 scoring chance and they scored, but I want to see how many shots on net the Rangers had. So 1 and 1, so they had 6 shots on net because basically I rolled 1 with 1 scoring chance, and that's a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that included the goal. So shots of 6-3 New York after 1, a very low-scoring game here at Madison Square Garden. And let's go to the next period. So we're in the second period right now. If I take a look at the box score, I don't think you guys can see it, but it was Nevin from Sil Apps and Jack Eggers at 7:55 of the first period, and that's all we got for scoring. So here we go, second period. Start the fast action cards going. I love how you can play this game and this helper. This is really fun. I mean, rolling the dice is fun in this game, but this is really fun playing with the helper because I like how it does the box score. I just wish you could. This would like keep stats and standings, so you could actually play a season in this. That would be ideal, but this one just allows you to play the game. All right, 1 minute off the clock. So let's roll the dice here. A 39, that is nothing. So I think we're gonna get a low-scoring game here. 1, 2, 3. 38, that is nothing as well. And 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. So the Rangers still skating with this 1-0 lead on the goal by Nevin. 94, that's a chance for the Rangers. So we got a scoring chance for New York, the home team. D, that's going to be Jean Rattel. Rattel, who went to the Bruins for many years. Rattel with a chance right now. Rattel is shooting from the face-off circle. And Rattel, potential save. So we got to roll down here for save. So Phil Mear's save is 6 to 8 and 12. So looking down at the save, 6 to 8 and 12. Oh, he snuck it in. Rattel scores for the Rangers, and it's 2-0. And Mark's here. Hey, Mark, thank you. Oh, you enjoy the podcast? Thank you. We enjoy doing the podcast. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Just making my notes here that New York had one scoring chance in that period so far. So John Rattel makes it 2-0. Let's check the assists right now. And how you check the assists is this first box right here. You see where it says L3 and D2? That's line 3, so that's forward line 3, defensive line 2. However, since we know who scored the goal, okay, Rattel scored it, that tells us that line 1 was out there. So we're going to ignore the line 3, but we will take into account defensive line 2. So that's how the assists work. If a defense scored, then you would count line 3. Line 3 would be the offensive line out there, and whichever defenseman scored, that is the defensive line that is out there, if you follow. So once the goal is scored, you know which forward line is out there or which defensive line is out there, so you use the assist box to figure out the other one. So it's line 1, D2, and R5. Rod Gilbert is an R5, so Rattel from Gilbert. And the last box is a right wing, which would have been Gilbert. Oh, you can see this. This is one of the cards that I put in. You see how nice and clear card number 3 is? So I'm glad this come up. So this is the scans that I'm hoping to get that'll make the cards a little clearer. They don't have that little compression going on. So this is one of the, I did put in 3 or 4 cards just to test it out. So it come out and it, there it is right there. All right, so Rattel from Gilbert. So let's log in a New York goal. Let's generate some, 46, New York goal at 46. I like to put in this stuff here. So Rattel with a goal. Where is Rattel? Rattel from Gilbert. And that was a even strength goal. And continue. Send to the box score. All right. Now, what I'm doing, I don't think you can see that actually. I don't think the pop-ups are coming up here, just kind of how I have it set up. But when you log in a penalty or a goal, it brings up another box, and you just click on who got the goal and what time. It's fairly simple. I forgot that doesn't show up on here unless I do a full screen capture, which I'm not doing tonight. So 2-0 here. Actually, I realized I didn't need to do this other scoreboard because this game already has a scoreboard. Some other games that I do, I put the scoreboard down here, so it's already up on the top up here. So, we are in the second period, by the way, so I might as well fix that, make it look good. So I got 2 scoreboards going on tonight. Not that it matters, but just the bigger ones, nice and colorful down the bottom. All right, so let's get back to the game here. It is 2-0 in favor of the Rangers here at Madison Square Garden. So I'm going to flip another card here. And 1 minute comes off the clock. So 12 minutes to go here in the second period. Penalty home again. So let's see who got the call. W and Y2. Boy, there's a lot of W's here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4. Oh, boy. So I'm just going to log in the 1 because I'm not really I don't really care about the stats tonight. So we're going to go to Eggers. We're going to give it to Eggers on line 4. New York penalty, so this just calls up a box, and it lists all the players. So, unfortunately, you can't see it. And then you can just choose whatever penalty you want. It's all really easy. It's just box score stuff. And then, okay, so Montreal's back on the power play. Okay. So, let's just 1 minute off the clock, and then we roll for the power play. Nope, that is nothing. 1 more minute off the clock, and this is the second half of the power play. And 39 is nothing either. Okay, so nothing going for the Canadians on the man advantage again. And 1 minute comes off the clock, and now we roll to see. 3, scoring chance for Montreal. Let me write that down. So card 3 comes up. You can see that's the new card. It's nice and clear. All righty, so Montreal with a scoring chance. Trying to get on the board here. I is Mickey Redmond. Mickey Redmond played with Montreal a little bit that year. He's got the little number sign. It means he didn't play the full season. But Mickey Redmond is going to get a scoring chance. Mickey Redmond from the blue line. That's way out at the top. He fires, and that's no goal. So we'll call it a shot. Montreal shot on goal. And nice stop by Ed Jockerman, who I'm not sure if he was wearing a mask. I think he was wearing a mask at this point. I was watching some highlights tonight of Jockerman playing in '69 with no mask. This is 2 years later, or 1 year later, so I think he did finally have a mask on at this point. All right, so no goal there. Let's flip for time. 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. So we flip for time. And 27, that is not anything for anybody. So we're going to flip for time again. 1, 2. All right, 3 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go in the period. And we roll to 28. Nothing going on there. For time again, 1 minute. So down to 3 minutes to go in the period. A 50. Uh-oh. Penalty B. So we got some shenanigans going on here. Penalty B is the majors. This is where it could get interesting. So we're going to check the away team first. Z3. Oh, boy. They do not have a Z3. Nope. And they have X. And there's it gets a little confusing sometimes. You see how they have a Z5? That's still not a Z3. Okay. These numbers over here are all by themselves. These are the fighting ratings, 1 through 5. So that would not be a Z5. That's still just a plain Z. See how this is X2 on LaRose? That's when it would be, you'd see a Z3 over there. So no penalty. Now I got to flip for the Rangers. If they have a Z3, it's a major penalty. And they do not. So they got away with it. So there was some pushing and shoving, but no penalties were called. So that's how that works out. Neither team had a Z3 on them. So there's no penalty. So we move on here in the period. So 1 minute off the clock. Down to 2 minutes to play in the second period. 2-0 Rangers. 21 is nothing. 1 minute off the clock. Down to the final minute. 69 is nothing. So close to the Rangers, but they didn't get it. And the final roll, I like to do a final roll of the period. And penalty on the Canadians, possibly. A 47. Let's see if there's a penalty. Penalty B. Oh, boy. This could be trouble for Montreal. A penalty B. Y2. They do not have a Y2, so there's no penalty. And so the period ends. So each team had one shot on net. So one scoring attempt. And so a 1. So a 1 and a 1 is 6 shots for Montreal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I already include the 1 in there. And we roll for New York, and they got a 2. So that would be 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that includes the 1 that I had, I believe. And again, this is just kind of for stat purposes anyway. So go to the next period. So we go to the third here in New York. 2-0 Rangers over the Canadians. Remember, the Canadians weren't a good team that year. All right, so here we go. Start the period off. We flip for time. 1 minute off the clock. Now I see a scoring chance. 73. Oh, so close. The Rangers needed a 76, and they just missed the pass. So we got 1 minute off the clock. We roll again. 74. So close again, but the Rangers do not get a scoring chance. 3 minutes off the clock. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Penalty B. First home and away. So we got another major penalty check. So let's check penalty B on Montreal first. And okay. So when you get numbers instead of letters, this is an actual fight. So it's 2 Montreal and 1 home. So see these little numbers over here. So this is Ferguson. I don't know if it's Joe or John Ferguson. So Ferguson gets in a fight, and he fights number 1 over here. They don't have a number 1. 2, 3, 4, 5 only. So the Rangers do not have a number 1 fighter. So in this case, there would be no penalty, just pushing and shoving. Because to have a fight, you need to have both players. So we rolled for penalty B, It was 2 versus 1 on the fight. It was 2 over here, but there's no 1 over here. And I believe you read visitors first. I believe. I could be wrong. But in any case, in my game here, there's no fight. And RF joins us here at Madison Square Garden. Thanks for coming in tonight. Playing a little shootout hockey with the helper. All right, so let's roll for time after that. 2 minutes off the clock. So we're down to 13 minutes of play in the third period. And there's no overtime in 1970, I don't believe. And, penalty on the Rangers, possibly. They've had a lot of penalties tonight. Let's see who it's on. S and Z. Again, one of the newer cards. S and Z. Yes, so Rattel gets a penalty. I don't have a Z. So it's going to be Rattel. So New York penalty on Jean Rattel. And it's going to be, so you click on the penalty. Now, you can't see the box, but you just click on the player's name, and he'll appear. And it's really easy to see. So we'll just call him a boarding call, 2 minutes, and I think it was whatever that time was. And then you just click send the box score, okay? So I think I have other videos of the helper that show exactly what's going on in there. So when you click and that pop-up comes up, you're not seeing it again. But it's fairly self-explanatory just to pop in there and do that. All right, so Montreal back on the power play. So it's a 1-16 now for Montreal. They trail 2-0. So let's take 1 minute off the clock for the power play and roll. 71. That is nobody. So last half of the power play. And nope, nothing again. So Montreal comes up empty-handed on the power play. And we take 3 minutes off the clock. So now down to 8 minutes to play. A 68, that's nobody. We roll for time. 3 minutes. 5 minutes to go. Jacquemin looking for a shutout here at home against the Canadiens. 67, that is nobody. 1 minute off the clock. 36, that is nobody. Check for time. 2 minutes off the clock. Down the last couple of minutes of the game. 75. Oh, the Rangers are a 76. They just missed it. All right, last couple of rolls here. Montreal's going to pull the goalie down by 2. So we're going to get down to the last minute. We're going to look down here at the 6th. Goal! Montreal with the goalie out gets a goal, and it's 2-1. So let's check this out here. Who got the goal? Oh, boy, no, it's not going to be a rare play. Oh, I guess it could be a rare breakaway goal. That's fine. We'll go with that. So we got a rare play, rare breakaway. I think you're supposed to flip another card, but, we're going to call it, it's a goal. So A gets the goal. Cornway, Yvon Cornway scores for the Canadiens to make it 2-1, and it's Cornway out there with defensive line 2. So R5, nobody. And left wing. So Cornway from Frank Mahovlich. So we got a Montreal goal. Cornway from Frank Mahovlich. That's an even strength goal. Oh, okay, even strength empty net, I think. Let me see. Power play empty net, shorthand. No, it's not an empty net. It's just even strength. Because it wasn't an empty net goal. So at 18:54, Montreal gets on the board with an open net goal. And they trail now 2-1 with a minute to play. So what I like to do is in the final minute, I flip 2 cards with the open net. I think it's more exciting that way. Okay? So that last flip was in minute 18. This will be in minute 19. All right, so we got 2 flips coming here. The goalie is out. Nothing there. So it's the final flip of the game. And nothing. So the game ends. So the Rangers hang on in this one 2-1. Let's check our shots on net. So we're going to roll the dice here. So that's 2 scoring chances with a 2. So that's 8 shots. Minus the goal, so that's 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they only had 17 shots, a 17-shot victory for Jacquemin, who blew the shutout in the last minute of the game. New York had 1 scoring chance in that period. They didn't cash in, I don't believe. So 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very low scoring game. Not a lot of things going here. And that is the final. So this has gone final here in New York with the Rangers hanging on for the 2-1 win. I'm just going to recap the scoring real quick. If you click on box score, it brings up the box score, and then you can read it. So in the first period, it was Nevin from Sillaps and Eggers put Rangers up 1-0. In the second, Jean Rattel from Rod Gilbert, even strength goal, made it 2-0. And then in the third, Ivan Cormier from Frank Mahavlich at 18:54. That made it 2-1, and that's when the game ends. So the final score is Rangers 2 and Montreal 1. And then at the end here, you can put in all the saves and stuff, and got a couple of things here I'm just putting in right now. It's all self-explanatory. It's kind of neat. So, actually, Filmier didn't play. Filmier got taken out with 58 minutes to go. Sorry, I'm just putting in something here. All right, we'll send that to the box score, and we're good to go. All right, so Rangers lead, win that one 2-1. That's just fun. This is fun. Shootout hockey is fun to play. It's I love the helper because you can just extreme so nice, and you can roll your own dice if you want to. That's the great thing about it is everything's controlled, man. So if you want to roll your own dice, to flip your own fast action card, you can use this just to keep track of everything. But anyway, so that is that. Fun game if you're a Rangers fan. 2-1, low scoring game. It really was. I'll have to pick some teams from the 80s and the 90s next time to get more scoring chances. We didn't have a lot of scoring chances tonight. Again, I don't think either team had 20 shots on net according to the stats that we did. But it's fun. I'm hoping at some point I could do a full season replay. I would love to do that with shootout hockey. It would take a long time because the games take 15, 20 minutes. And if you want to do all the stats, it may be even longer. But it would be fun just to kind of do it because, again, I'd like to do it in Strat, but the Strat games are an hour, so that would be like a 10-year project. This might only take me, I don't know how many months it would take me to do it with Shootout, but, if there's 800 games and it takes me 20 minutes to do a game, well, then you just do the math, So, anyway, all right, well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Good to be streaming again, back on the channel. And new Digital to Dice dropped a couple of days ago. Oh, maybe Wednesday it was. Yep, and we got another one coming up this week. We got an interview this week. We got some really, really good interviews lined up for March and April, and we're supposed to have one coming up on Wednesday. So I hope you'll enjoy it. So, all right, I'm Dave. I'll talk to everybody later. Again, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.